Nuno, good afternoon.
Hello.
Any injuries or team news or squad problems for the game tomorrow?
Yes, everybody's okay. Reception is Ruben Vinagre. He's out, but he's really close to join the group again.
Okay. What is the size of your task against Espanyol? Because they're bottom of La Liga, but they have a fantastic tradition in Europe. Got to the UEFA Cup in 2007, so it's another tough step for you.
It's a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. Doesn't mean anything. The table, it's a different competition, and we're going to face a very tough opponent with quality players. Albelar is a good manager. I know him. I faced him before, and it's going to be very tough for us.
He's their third manager of the season. They've had one or two problems, and they've got a couple of injury problems. De Thomas and Mark Rojas both out. So does that have a bearing on it, do you think?
No. You look at the squad, and you see they have a lot of options. It's going to be a strong 11 for sure.
To get to the last 32 is a tremendous achievement. You must feel the pride in the club that you've taken this far.
Yes, I think we did well last season. We started earlier the competition. We went to all the qualification, all the playoffs, and the group phase was tough. But since the day one, we embraced the challenge, and now we are proud of what we've done. But we know that we want to compete well, and it's this more than pride. It's the motivation to keep on building and improving.
What's impressed you most about the players? Because it's consistency and fitness and keeping the schedule going week after week.
They've been impressing me since the beginning. More than the games, it's the daily routines that we have, the character and the belief on the way we work. This is what impresses me and delights me more.
And there's a great tradition of Europe at this club, going back to the 50s and the 80s. You must have sensed from the fans how much they're enjoying the trip with you.
Yes, and we want tomorrow to have this atmosphere at Molino. Our fans helping us, creating a fantastic atmosphere like they always do. This is fantastic for us.
Has one competition been detrimental to the other? I mean, it's very difficult to keep both things balanced when you've got to do a lot of travelling abroad and so on. How do you manage to keep that balance, you think?
With a lot of dedication, a lot of no days off. The players didn't have, like you say, a lot of travelling, a lot of working, but always with embracing the challenge. And I think we've been able to deal well with both competitions at the same time.
VAR is going to be used tomorrow. I know you've not been a big fan, so what's your reaction to the fact that it's going to be used in this competition?
It's part of us. VAR is here to stay. The only thing I hope is improvement.
In what general areas would you like to see improvement?
To be more clear to everybody, especially for the players, because it's sometimes they are on the pitch and they don't understand the decisions, and that takes out the concentration, takes out the focus. The game delays too much time, and especially the fans. When the fans are not happy, something's not good. So something has to be done.
You said recently after one game that it's turning players and spectators into robots. What did you mean?
I didn't say now. I said before. I said this is the risk that we all have to lose the emotion part of the game. Football is goals, and happiness is goals. So that moment cannot go away from the game.
So you're hoping for a game not too affected by VAR?
Of course. I hope so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You said that how much the fans have enjoyed it. We've seen again that pretty much full house again tomorrow night. It's a very special Molineux under the lights, isn't it?
Yes, Molineux is always special, always.
But is there do you feel there's a particular atmosphere around the European games?
I hope we had the playoff, the group stage. All the games were full house. I think the fans enjoy. So it's amazing. I don't separate competitions. I go by game situation, and tomorrow I know that our fans are going to be behind us. Thank you.
No, bother.
Okay.
No? No? Yeah, great, yeah.
I don't know whether you've seen Arsene Wenger's comments about the offside law.
No, I didn't saw no.
He basically would rather that you're onside if any part of you is onside, not just if part of you is offside. He says put it back towards the striker and say that if any part of him is onside, it's okay. Would that help in any way?
I don't clearly see what you say.
Like
The
daylight.
daylight.
Ah, so if they like good. I agree. Can be. Look, I think everybody that's outside the decision making of the law can give opinions, and clearly the opinions are to improve, is to make things better, for everybody. So if Sir Arsene Wenger said that, I support it.
How much clearer would that make it?
Like I say, I think the best people to judge and to make decisions are those that are implicated. So I truly respect them, but like say, make it better for everybody. So that has become an issue. Now we are in the press conference talking about VAR, but VAR has names. VAR has name behind them. So there are referees judging those decisions. So every time we say VAR, it's something like. But we must start doing who is VAR. You understand what I'm saying?
More accountable.
Yeah, and more public. If it improves, good. Only for the improvement.
Should the referee have more?
Look, I don't want to speak about. We spend more time about VAR. I support as long as it clears, and I've been supportive since the beginning of it. So, and I know that the referees are trying to find the better ways to do so. Let's give them some space and time to decide well. But something has to be done. Something has to be done.
Can I ask a defender what he thinks of that possible new ruling? Is it going to give tilt it slightly in favour of the guys you're trying to start?
No, to be fair, it doesn't really affect it. We've got to adapt to whatever comes in. We're footballers and we try to adapt as much as we can. We tried at the start of the season to adapt to the new rules that come in and different things, and no matter what happens, we've always got to adapt. But I think for as long as it's for as good the best of the game, and it's always improving, because at the minute things are happening and it is how it is, so we've got to adapt to that. But I think you just want improvements all the time from anything that comes into the game, really.
I know you watched you coming off when you were clearly asking the referee. I wonder if you could tell us roughly what the players didn't seem to know what happened.
To be honest with you, it was something where, as I've always got on with Mike Dean really, really well. He's a great person. I always speak to him during the game. He's a fantastic person. It was something where I would just ask him the question of who was actually offside at the time, and it was something where no one really knew. I think the supporters never really knew, we never really knew, so I was just trying to get the answer with that, really. And like I said, sometimes I feel a little bit sorry for the referees as well who are on the pitch, because I don't know whether they know about situations that are happening, because everybody's trying to adapt to it, not just us as players. So that was it. It was nothing serious. I've always spoke to him, and he's always been brilliant with me. Yeah.
No, I was just saying that you were clearly, as long as if the players didn't know what's happening, and that's not good, is it?
No, and it was just a question. It was just trying to find out where we were at, because we felt like we scored a fantastic goal, something we work on, something we like to try and take advantage of as much as we possibly can. It worked, and Body scored a fantastic header. So to have that elation for the supporters and the players and everybody involved with Wolverhampton, and then to get it taken away from you, it's tough to take. It really is.
You've had Oscar Buur in squads recently. I know we've seen players make that step up from the 23, so to speak. Is he part of the first team squad now, or is he?
Yes. We did it last season with Max Gilman, and this season Oscar is 100% first team player. I think it's inside our philosophy, so we are happy with him. He's working well. He's an option for us.
Yeah, as long as you see that work being put in the 23s, I guess it's good to see that there's a pathway for those young players. And how impressed have you been with Oscar over these past couple of months?
Look, I recall that Oscar scored against Hull City in the championship.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. He's been here a while. He's progressing. He's working well, and he has talent. and he's inside of the idea that we have for the squad, inside of the shape. He understands, he knows the tasks. Like I say, it's an option. It's an option, and the pathway is there as long as the young players dedicate themselves in their space of competition. Is the under-23s knowing that in any moment they can come and step up and give us a hand, help us, because we need all the help that we can get from the under-23s.
Is this situation similar for Leo as well, who carrying in January, or is he?
Similar, yeah.
Is he adjusted well?
Sorry?
Is he made a good adjustments?
Yes. Him, Daniel. It's about getting inside the dynamics of the team. It takes time, but I think the squad is helping also, the way they embrace them and show them our way. It's good.
Conor, coming from where you come from, that sort of big European nights, as it were, pretty much in the DNA of that city. I just wondered really how you found these sort of European nights at Molineux and away from that first sort of game in Crusaders and stuff like that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was something that we said last season, that if we had the opportunity to get it, we wanted to try and make the most of it. And we go back to the start, and we went to Torino and places like this. They're amazing places, they really, really are. And it's something where we wanted to embrace it as much as possible, improve and take it on board. But I think the supporters have done it as well. The way they make Molineux, not just on European nights, but cup games, Premier League games. It's amazing the way they push us. So it's a massive game, I think, to see where the club is now and where we've come to in the last few years. And obviously the manager and the staff have done to the club in the last few years has been fantastic. So I think it's important that we embrace it again and look forward to it, because it's another game where we want to compete as much as possible.
You get that buzz, you can feel it.
Yeah, it's amazing, but that's the same for every game. You don't single out one competition in terms of what you want to do well in or anything like that. It's another game that we want to compete and improve, and hopefully we're ready come tomorrow night, because it's going to be a real tough game for us. It is.
How have you how have you found a lot's made of it inevitably, particularly what happened to Burnley, that week to week, playing Thursday, Sunday, whatever it might be. I know the staff look after you in incredible detail, but I just wondered, how do you find it coming through, 3/4 through the season now? How does the day-to-day logistics of it work okay for you and everything?
Oh, it's brilliant. I think any player will probably tell you that they want to play as many games as possible. You'd rather play than train. I think it's something that every football player would want to take. That's what you work for. That's what you work in the week for, to make sure you're ready for the game on the weekend, or whether it's a Thursday night like tomorrow. So it's been fantastic. I think a lot of people wanted to see us and say, they're finding it tough and different things, but we wanted to embrace it. That's all we wanted to do at the start of the season, improve and show mainly to ourselves and to our supporters that we could do it, and up to now it's been okay, but it's another fantastic game for us tomorrow that we're all looking forward to.
There's talk, Nuno, of fans via crowdfunding having paraded a huge banner against VR saying VAR.
I don't want to speak about that no more, come on.
You don't want to
I think I had enough, I've said enough about VAR, okay? Let's not make an issue of it, okay? There's so many things important to talk about.
Conor, do you enjoy, obviously in the Premier League, players that you're used to playing over the last couple of seasons, do you enjoy the challenge of coming up against strikers that you've probably only seen on video before?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant, yeah, and it's good because you come up against all different strikers. We play against the best strikers in the world in the Premier League week in, week out, and it's tough. It really, really is, and we've always got to be improving as players, as defenders, as a team. We've always got to be improving, but you've got to make sure you're ready come these games like tomorrow night, because like I say, you don't come up against them every single week, and it's good to test yourself against the best players, because we're playing in one of the best competitions in the world.
No, you've managed in Spain before, so I guess you can kind of empathise with Espanyol a little bit. How does it kind of compare to England? Is there a lot of similarities or a lot of differences? How do the two compare?
It's a good team. If you're asking me about Espanyol, it's a very good team. Very good team, a good squad, good players, quality players. So, like Conor says, it's different. It's different. There are differences in the competitions, but I'm not 100% follower of La Liga now. I know this week was hard. We work really, really hard on Espanyol to find the details that we think that our players need to do a good game, to compete well. But quality players, no doubt about it. Quality players.
Yeah. I mean, they are bottom of the table. I know
It doesn't mean anything.
No, because I guess you've experienced that division and how competitive it can be.
Yes, and they achieve something very difficult like us to qualify for Europa League. So it's going to be a tough game. Tough game.
How much have people like Johnny and the people who played in La Liga recently helped you, if at all, in terms of your preparations for this game?
I'm going to ask now. I'm going to make the questions now.
Conor, are you able to take as much of the, obviously you're all focused on the football, but the European side of it, especially the away games, are the players able to get much of that sort of as a human experience as well? Because it's a real adventure. For many of you, it's the first time.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's something where when we go to games, you're only really focused on making sure you're ready for the Thursday night. It's the fantastic experiences, and we all said that at the start of the season we was going to enjoy it as much as possible, but when we travel away, whether we're playing here at Molineux, you make sure you're ready and all you're thinking about is the game, because that's all we've worked on all week, to make sure we're ready come the Thursday and whoever we're coming up against. So it's not really something you go for to take in all the sights and things like that. It's something where we go, we make sure we're ready come the Thursday night, because the brilliant games, they really are, and it's something we all get really looking forward to.
It's been a very sort of mixed journey so far, hasn't it? I said like Crusaders, and I know, I think you were commenting on hearing the fans singing Senorita, whatever it was at Bratislava.
Oh, Bratislava, yeah, all the kids.
Yeah, but it's been a really mixed bag, hasn't it?
Yeah, but it's been a wonderful experience. It really has. It's been something we've enjoyed up to now, but we don't want to look back on it and say, oh, well, we enjoyed that season. We want to try and compete as much as we can. I feel like that's what we've done up to now, and I think that's something we can look back on and be proud, but also look towards tomorrow's game of how tough it's going to be, and make sure we're ready for a real battle, because that's what it's going to be, and something we're looking forward to.
With some of the names that have come into the draw now, does it feel like the competition is even more exciting?
Yeah, but it's been like that from the start for us. It's been something where someone mentioned before about not many players playing the competition before, but that's been like that from the start. I remember watching when we were getting the groups in the canteen upstairs, we all watched it together, and it was a sign of excitement, something we were looking forward to, and that will never change now. It doesn't matter for us what teams are in it, who's dropped out the Champions League or whatever like that. It's something we're embracing it, and we want to improve and enjoy it as much as we possibly can.
How's Leo looked in training?
Really good, yeah. Really good. He's a great lad. He really is. He's coming to the change room, and he's a really good lad. And you see him in training. He's putting himself about, and he's working as hard as he possibly can to make sure he fits in as much as possible. So he's done fantastically well. He really has, and it's up to us to help him as much as we possibly can every day.
Nuno alluded to the hard work that you've all put in over getting to the last 32, but you'll be aware that you've achieved nothing yet, and that the big hurdles are to come.
Yeah, but that was the same when we first started this journey. It was something where there are always hurdles. Every game you play is hurdles, but we don't set out certain games of what we want to do well in. We take it game by game. We've done that for 2.5, 3 years now since the manager come in, and that will never ever change, because it's the way we work. It's the philosophy we use as a team and as a club, and it's important that we take it a game at a time now. The next one's tomorrow, and it's a great game for us and something we're really looking forward to.
Are you conscious of this great European tradition that Wolves had, and the history around the ground, and the special feeling that is displayed by the fans?
I think everybody is, when you come past this football club, it's something that you listen to, you hear about, but I think it's important that we look at ourselves and what we want to do this season and what we want to do tomorrow night, because we don't want to look too far ahead. It's not something where you want to start looking, we want to do this, we want to do that. We've never done it. We've never done that in the last 2.5 years, so we know about it, we know how the history behind Wolves, but we also want to make sure that we do it right ourselves tomorrow night.
You know, having home advantage as well first.
Sorry?
Having the home game first, how important is it for you to use that as an advantage before you have to go to Spain?
No, that will be a mistake. That will be a mistake. It's a game, you have to play.
There's no advantage?
No, no advantage and no disadvantage. It's a game, it's a game. Our interpretation of the game is that we want to compete. It's not about what you're going to do after, because it's the first leg or the second leg. No, just a game. Play the game, do your tasks, enjoy. We have talent, we have organization. We have to play the game, compete.
You've proved away from home that you can win abroad on plenty of occasions anyway, haven't you?
We have to play tomorrow. Away, at home, it's always the same. The approach of us, our approach is the same, exactly the same. It's a player here that maybe he can say something about it, but doesn't change. It just doesn't change. It never change.
You've obviously won this tournament before.
Sorry?
You've won this tournament before as a player. What does it take to to win this tournament in particular? Is there different qualities you need to go such a long tournament?
You have to play good every game. It doesn't allow you mistakes. Not a bad day.
Bad day.
You cannot afford it.